So we are in our last 2 weeks before winter break. Actually, we now have a week. So this week and next week has just been Christmas, and we've been finishing up our ornaments and having different things happening that are kind of Christmas related. We still have some gingerbread happening from last week, and I'm going to take you on a tour so that you can see how the children are interacting in each area. So over at the easel, we are painting snowflakes, and this is part of our gingerbread packet, and we're using watercolors. Over at the sensory table, we are exploring magnets. So we have some bells in there, and we have some cookie cutters. We have some shredded paper, so we're seeing, and some bells. And we're seeing what attaches to the magnet. So it's kind of like a science activity and fine motor with magnets. You're hopping on one foot.
Yeah.
What's in here? Can you ring some bells? And then in our dramatic play area, we are baking cookies, and we have been in class now for 20 minutes and everything is all moved around. And this is very, very common with this age group. They like to take everything and move it all around. And of course, we have our Christmas tree. Like I said, they move everything around. This is very common for this age group. And over at our block area, we have our castle. The children have been having fun with that. And then on our tables, we usually have some sort of puzzle. We have some other table activities. Table, we have our translucent red and green blocks, and we have some little dishes where they can sort the pieces by color. And I believe I got these at the dollar store many years ago. I also wanted to show you these cardboard Christmas trees. The other class, they share this room with us on the days we are not here. They are 3- and 4-year-olds. They are taking something very similar to the cardboard trees that we did a couple of years ago, and I'll drop the link to that in the blog post, but you can see that they are doing big cardboard trees too. And then they also did small trees. So this is the other class, how they use smaller pieces. And this is how our 2- and young 3-year-olds, what we did was we did a tree shape, and then they used wine corks to press and slide the paint onto the paper. All dry, now we're going to put a star on the top. What color star do you want to put on the top? Can you show me?
Oh, yeah.
We also use our circle time rug as, the children bring the toys over here to play with them on the floor as well. So this is during Center's time. This will all get cleaned up before we have our circle time. It's a Christmas mailbox that I found at Home Depot years ago. And these are also part of our gingerbread packet. The same ones that are on the easel. All right, when Center's time is over, it's time to clean up. We've just played our cleanup song. You'd like to help? What about these doll clothes? Where do they go? And up. Oh, yes you did. Thank you for putting those away.
It's a yellow ball.
What about this purse? What about this? Where does this go? Where does that go? Thank you. We'll sit down for circle time as soon as everything's cleaned up. Oh, okay, it looks like our table is clear. It's time to come to the circle, to the circle, to the circle. It's time to come to the circle, get your book. And then we're ready for circle time. So that's how we have our classroom set up for the Christmas theme. And we have one more week of this before we go off on winter break. Remember to subscribe to Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds on YouTube and press that bell icon so that every time I publish a new video, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.